Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erica or Ricky Mickey Plans, and I'm planning another week because the weeks keep coming, so we keep planning. Oh look, I have 2 pens. I'm overly prepared. This is the week of May 5th through the 11th, and if you've been following my channel, you know that last week was an insane week for me, so I'm hoping for this week to be a little calmer, although, as you're about to see, that may not happen. But I'm still going to try to make my planner look cute because I will be using it a lot more. I did not use it a lot last week because I was really working out of like the planner just for the show that let me back up. If you don't know, my husband and I direct a musical together at the local public high school. And so last week was all musical all the time. And so I barely looked at my planner, you can tell. This week, I'll be back in planner land. And I look out my window. Oh, maybe I'll get a picture. We'll see. And it's just beautiful green right now. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. And so I'm going with green. Beauty and Florals, green. And I'm going to pull in the white too, I think. I don't really have a plan for where I'm going to put things because these aren't quite as big as some of them I've worked with in the past, but I'm going to make it work. I'm kind of excited. So, how am I going to make it work? That's the question. I am going to start with my quote sticker. I know, I never do that, but I am, because this is what made me go to this book, because I knew I had this green quote. And like I said, I want to go with green because, oh my goodness, I live in the woods and we've had a lot of rain lately, and it's just spring, which, lends itself to greenery, but the rain has just, I don't know, everything is just beautiful. And it helps that green is my favorite color as well. But, oh my gosh, I just love it right now. And I cannot get this sticker straight. Yep, struggling with the very first sticker. Okay, I'm done. No, but that is all I had planned out. Let's be honest. All right, so I was going to use some of these stickers, these greenery ones and that kind of thing. I think I have another. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I have one more sticker from Seasons of Color that also goes with these. And so I'm going to start with this big guy. It says, be good to yourself. Because after the week that I just got off of, and frankly, the week I'm about to have, this is going to be a good self-help message for me. So I'm going to put this here on the weekend. Thursday? No, Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is just going to be for me. So, ta-da! I know it takes up a chunk of space, but I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. So then, let's get some of these white and green florals down. Kind of love them. I think they're lovely. It's a lot of love in one sentence, isn't it? I love them. They're lovely. So technically, I'm not finished with the said musical yet. Technically, I am filming this very early on Sunday morning, which is the day of our last showing of the musical. So I can't really give you an update yet as to how it went because we're not finished. I can tell you though, we do 3 shows. We do a Friday night, Saturday night, and then a Sunday matinee. And I can tell you that the ones we've already done, the Friday and Saturday show, went as well as expected. There were some hiccups. Things weren't perfect, but things are never perfect. It's part of, as we tell our audience in our opening speech, my husband does the opening speech. It's part of live theater is that you just never know what could happen. And it's gone as expected. Some things have gone great. Some things have been, amiss. We repeated a scene once. I'm still not clear how we did that, but we did. We totally just repeated a scene, which kind of cracks me up. But anyway, it's overall gone really well. And I'm really proud of the kids. They put in a ton of work. Kind of like this be a difference maker, but I'm not sure I'll have room for it. Anyway, I'm just super duper proud of them. I know I need to mark a few big, so that's my start. That's my start. There will be more decorative stuff, but that's just my basis right there. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm trying to be in a hurry since I do still have a show to get ready for today. Have to go and fix a curtain that tore up. We're using a gurney for a scene. And as the gurney rolled past the leg curtains, those are like the curtains on the side of the stage, it just tore the curtain up. So I have to get there early to help the mom who is generously sewing up the curtain for us, but I have to be there because she can't get into school without me. And then I have to fix some costumes that tore and get ready for the cast party. There's still stuff to do. So I'm all over the place if I'm seem jittery. Sorry about that. But what I was trying to say, and I got distracted again, there will be more decoration. This was just getting me started. I do want to mark a few big things we have this week. My husband has a big concert this week. I know, we just got off the musical and there's another big concert. What the heck? I don't think I have any boxes left in this book. Right, I was trying to find a box that was like beautiful and decorative, but then I was like, you know what? I've got a lot on my mind. I'm going to make it easy. I'm just going to grab a black box. Like, I don't need to make this more difficult just for the fun of it. So, getting a black box because there's black in these flowers. It works. It's fine. And I don't love the grid, but I can fix that. So, as I was saying, there is a concert. This is the, I believe, high school concert this week. Could be the middle school concert. My husband has 2 concerts in the spring, 4 that are not part of the musical. He has one for high school and one for middle school. And I'm going to check my Google Calendar that is printed out over here. And that is the high school concert. So there you go. All right. So because that's the high school concert, there is no church choir practice because he's the choir director and he can't do both at once. So I'll get rid of that. And then I need to mark one more thing here. And I think I'll use the same box just for some continuity. But I'm going to mark this one sideways because he is a glutton for punishment. He is taking his choir on a trip, an out-of-state trip on Friday and Saturday. And it's kind of cool because he's doing it with some neighboring schools because I don't know about where you are, but where we are, everything is still rebuilding from the time of COVID. Our athletics, numbers are down. Music, the numbers are down. Like everything's down. And so they didn't have enough kids in our choir to make the trip work. But a bunch of the neighboring schools have the same problem. So they're all combining and they're going to have I'm so proud of them. Like, it's so great that schools that are actually rivals can also not be rivals and work together. So yeah, big choir trip for like 3 different schools. And I think it's awesome. So he will be out of town that day. So I need to or those 2 days. So that's there. I'm going to soften up these grids. I'm going to use some more of these florals, but let's do some icon stuff first. Let me find my icons. I had my icons. They got covered up when I was looking for boxes. Anyway, so my planning, the way I work is I use Post-its for reoccurring events and icons for reoccurring and often occurring events. So these two, it's some of them kind of get repeated twice as far as being an icon and a Post-it, but it's okay. And I used a sticker sheet. It doesn't hurt to have things on here more than once, right? Helps you remember them better. Make sure you don't forget them. So here's my trash can for trash night. And then for us, trash night is also shot night for a member of the family who has to take maintenance medication once a week. So we just do it on trash night. Just put my little syringe sticker there. This, I'm going to put an alarm clock here because leaving for this trip is going to be a bright and early kind of thing. They have to, he has to be at the neighboring school, which is like 40 minutes away at 6 a.m. Well, they're leaving at 6 a.m. So he's going to be there probably at 5 a.m. So that one deserves an alarm clock. My son has some soccer things that I want to put in here just so we know he will not be home for dinner. If you've been on my channel, watching my channel long, you know my children are adults, so I don't really need to like keep track of their things, but I like to mark their things just so that I know that, you know, they are not going to be home for dinner or things like that. So that's what that is. My husband, I guarantee, is still going to have a game night this night, even though it's the day before this. He shouldn't, though. I'm going to put the sticker. He should not, because he has to get up so early. But I know he's missing playing. So how about this? I'm going to put it, but I'm going to bet it'll be canceled because he's going to have things to do last minute, packing, that kind of thing. And he has to get up early in the morning. And this is an online game he plays. So they play kind of late because like some of the people who play are on the West Coast. We're not on the West Coast. So, you know, I have a feeling that will get canceled. I don't know if you wanted all that information, but there you go. It's free. I use these little TVs for my daughter's work schedule, so I'm going to put these here. She works for the local PBS station, and I'm so proud of her. She does such a great job at it. So I put those there. Again, just so I know she won't be home for dinner, not because she needs me to keep track of it. I can put some music notes that I usually use for concerts on these guys. So I'll put a music note here for this concert. And we'll put a music note here for this trip. I'm making this up. I don't know. I will be making a vet appointment for this week, but I haven't made it yet, so I don't know when it'll be. So I'll come back and do this. My poor dog has an ear infection. It's so sad. And then that's it for my icons, but I will come back to this page. And so now let's see what I missed as far as Post-its here. So I got trash night. I can move it to next week. I got this soccer game. I can move it to next week. I got Post-its jumping everywhere. I got this game night, so I can move it to next week, which is over here. This game night will not happen because my husband will be out of town and it's a Friday night thing. So move that. Church, I can get down, and I need to pick a highlighter color. What one? I can't, none of these greens are perfect. I think, and now that I look at it, I think this bluish green is what I'm going to go with. So there we go. So now I'm going to pull out my highlighter to put church in here. I don't have an icon for church. I just don't like any of them. I know you'd think a cross would be an easy one to do, but I just don't like the look of it. So of any of them I've found. So highlighter it is. There you go. And I'll use highlighter for other things. Like, is this the highlighter I used? I think it is. Oof. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. So I will use highlighter for these too. So like these icons I've put in. So I'll put a little highlighter here for my daughter's work schedule that day. Times that she's working that day. Times of his games here. Times of his games here. That kind of thing. So highlighters get used in conjunction with stuff. So it's Post-its, highlighters, icons, they all work together to keep me organized. Another thing I don't have an icon for is doctor's appointments. So I will just jump straight to some highlighter for that. So my daughter has a doctor's appointment on Thursday that I want to put in there. Move that Post-it to next week because it's a reoccurring appointment. And there we go. That's it for Post-its and icons. It's probably not it for highlighter, though. We'll see. Let's see what else I have going on this week. I am, again, looking at my Google Calendar off to the side. I have a faculty meeting on Tuesday after school. So I do plan with both a Google Calendar and a paper calendar. The paper calendar is what I use, and the Google Calendar is for my family to look at. So, it all works again together, right? That is it. That is it for that. So now I can play around with some more decorating. Oh, I know what else I need. I need a steps box. Where did that book go? Do I have another grid? I have another grid. Let's have 3. My watch just dinged. Okay, not important. So let's put a steps box right here. There we go. Ta-da! All right. Yeah, I'm distracted. Oh, I wanted to soften up these boxes because they're a little harsh compared to everything else. I'm going to take some more florals from here, or some greenery maybe, I'm not sure which, and put them on these boxes. So I've got, let's pull the ones together that I have. I have this one, and I'm going to use the greenery too, don't worry, but I want to see the florals. And this one, let's change this plant. Okay, here's one thing I will do sometimes, and lots of people do this. If you need to put stickers back onto a clear sticker sheet, but you're afraid you'll like miss the borders, kind of like I apparently did right here, you can take off this backing. Apparently I did it with this one too. See, this is why you do what I'm saying. So you take off the backing so that you can just plunk the stickers anywhere you want on the page. And so what I'm going to do is pull this out for the stickers I want to use today. And then I can move these over to that sheet that I just kind of gave myself more access to. Ta-da! All right, so let's see if there's anything else I want. I mean, really want. Like, I know I'm going to come back for the green, like I said. I can cut these out, like cut the words out of them, off of them, and use them. Or I can keep the words, we shall see. But these are part of it. And here's another. See, so this can either give me 3 more florals, or it can give me a quote with florals. Like, it can go both. This whole page, so I'm just going to leave them intact. I think that's it. This one, but I'm not going to use those. Got this little guy here. Alrighty, Roo. All right, so I'm going to keep this open, and then I'm going to have these, and I'm going to decide what I want to do. I think I'm going to, let's look at these quotes. Slow down and everything you are chasing will come and catch you. Every path you cross can change the direction of your life. Fill your head with dreams and your heart with wonder. Those are all really nice sentiments. I have nothing against them, but I'm not going to use them. So I'm going to I want 1 floral on each of these boxes. I'm going to cut these off because I like the sentiments. I have nothing against the sentiments, but I don't need them. And to be honest, you saw I kind of struggled with reading them because of the round shape. And if I have to struggle with reading them, I'm not going to read them through the week, even if they're in my planner. So they're not going to inspire me. If something is a struggle, it's not going to work. So you have to keep things simple. All right, so that's too big, but we can do it over here. Let's soften this guy up. Is it going to bug me that I can see that box through the floral? I'm not sure I love that look, so I'm not going to push that down real hard. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Okay, and then we'll do one more over here for this guy. So I'm going to put this here like that. I'm not going to push it down hard because I think I'm going to white out the box. And then for this one here for steps, I think I'll just use this cute little guy. I only have one. I don't like doing just one of something, but I'm going to in this case. All right. All right, all right, all right. We're cooking with grease. I don't love that. So I'm going to be extra. Can't lift this up. I'm going to be extra and I'm going to white out the box. I know it's crazy, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to regret it because I'm going to go too far, but oh, look at that. I didn't go too far. All right. I don't care about the plat or the grid. It's just this harsh border line that I don't like shining through that floral. Yeah, that's better, right? Is it worth the trouble? Not sure, but is it what I'm doing? Yep. All right, so let's do this one now. All right, yep. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Ta-da! All right. Now what? Let's get some regular green down. Let's just push some green things in here. I'm just going to grab some green and kind of put it along the bottom. Okay, that's looking cute. I think I want to put some more florals here just because this is all green and not many florals. So let's do this one here. Just kind of marry this into the floral look a little better. Yeah, let's do that. Yep, yippity yep. One more? I'm not sure. I have some more florals though, so I can use them. Where shall I use them? That is the question, people. All right, let's put another floral like right. I'm gonna change this one. I have this idea that I made up. It's totally made up. That a page looks complete if there's a sticker touching every box, even if it's just touching it barely. So I want to make sure that I have something here and here. So I'm going to use these. I think, you know what? I'm going to do this again. But I want something touching every box. It's kind of a, nobody has ever said that's actually a thing that's important. But when I look at other planners on YouTube and such and Instagram and all, the ones that I like, not necessarily fill every spot, but have something touching every box. And so that's kind of a theory I go with. Now that looks weird, so I'm going to blend that with this so that's not just out there. That's a bit much, but I'm okay with that. And I'm going to use this leaf now just because I have it. And I've got a little bit more of this. So I'm going to use it because I have it. These are not the same as everything else I've used, so I'm not worried about them. So see, now I have 2 boxes here, kind of 3, kind of 4, honestly, where nothing is touching them. So I want to do something about that. Let's see if I can get some more. That other page, remember that other page? Where's that other page? There was another page that had some of these stickers. There it is. I could use some of these. Let's see how I can do this. All right, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I feel like cutting this apart and kind of making it into garland a bit. I might destroy this in my attempt, but you never know till you try. So I'm going to just kind of come right like that. See, that kind of worked. That kind of worked. So I'm going to take this little piece of, kind of garlandy thing. And I want it to be more rounded. That's what I was envisioning. What if I cut a different piece and make it more rounded? Let's try that. So let's do that. See if I like that better. I think I cut, but I cut it like this on the straightest part. And I want it to be more curved. So let's see how this will work. Yes, I think that's a little bit better. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? I know it's Thursday, but I don't want to cover the word Thursday. That bugs me. Yeah, see, I like that better. A little more organic looking than that straight line was. So now I can do the same with what's left here. I've just got to figure out how to make it work. Let's just do that. Okay, and then I can do that here. I think I'll do, nope, I want it like this. I know I'm being picky now. This is just silliness. Go like that. So now I have something touching every box except this one. So this one is what needs something now. And so I need one more floral. And I think I will cut that from here. So I am just butchering stickers like crazy on this one. Since I think I'm pretty much finished, I'll go ahead and say it anyway. I'm not finished because I remembered something else I have to do. But since I'm close to finished, let me just go ahead and say, if you like what you saw on this video, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up. And even better, if you want to see more of my videos, or you just, feel like being kind, you could give my entire channel a subscribe. That would be fantastic and super helpful to me. And yeah, I would love that. So if you want to do that, that would be grand. Now I do have this little piece that I cut. I don't know. We'll see if he goes back on or not. Not sure he will. But remember I said I had something else to do? I need to make myself my to-do lists. I did not make to-do lists last week because, again, last week was all musical all the time. That's really all I did. But this week I can. And so I make my to-do lists from this paper from Levenger. Levenger? Yeah. Sorry, I've used Tool stuff for years for this, and now I don't get that. So I had to get it elsewhere. It's a little longer than I want. I want it to not be the full height of the page, so I always cut that. And then I use these for to-do lists. Let me kind of show you what I do. So I will have one. Let's do this. Remember this little guy? Let's put him here like a header. And then I can make myself my at-home to-do list. And kind of nestle this in here. Isn't that sweet? And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other one. If I can get this off the page. All right, so I cut that last sticker and I'm giving myself a little header thing here. And then this will be my at work to-do list. And again, I will just nestle this little title right up in here in the sticker. And there we go. And I might still cut that, we'll see. But these will be my to-do lists, and they will live in my planner like this. And so I will have one for at work and one for at home. And because of the disk system, it's very easy to switch them constantly. Leave one at work, leave one at home, leave them both in here, whatever I want to do. It's a good system for me. And then this I will use dot markers on to use as checklists. Like so. So I have my little dot marker, and I'll just give myself a few things to get started. There will be more than 3 things, of course, but these will just be my checklists as I go through the week and write things in, check them off. Makes me happy. Don't you love checking things off? I know you do, because if you're a planner, you love checking things off. This is what we do. We write things down, we check them off. And I'm sure you're like me, and you will write things down after you do them just so you can check them off. If you're not like me, I'm sorry, but that's what I do. Oh, goodness. There we go. All right. And then I will use the same marker here for steps. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that's where I will mark steps, which will be pathetic compared to last week. Musical is always I get tons of steps in the week of the musical. All right. I'm not going to promise I'm not doing anything else, but for the most part, I'm finished. Anything else I add is kind of an afterthought. I'll either do it through the week or, yeah, probably through the week, because I'm not going to sit here and stare at my planner for the next hour. I have things to do. But if anything gets added, it'll be through the week, so you're not missing it anyway. So again, thank you so much for watching. A thumbs up and a subscribe would be great. I hope you're enjoying the beautiful greenery outside your house. Yeah. And I'm just going to sign off now. I got distracted again. So thank you for watching. Have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy planning. Bye-bye.